regulatory regimes that at times are a hurdle, and those are things that we're accustomed to. You learn how to deal with them in the sector, but there's something that the world was hit with and nobody knew how to deal with it, and that was COVID-19. A curveball that came in and nobody could see where they get best practice on how to deal with this, and as a sector, the train almost felt like it was off the rail with where this was going, but that is why we're here, because we managed to get to the other side, found our resilience, dug deep, and this is why we had to celebrate that. Over 100 manufacturers in this particular premise as well. So not only are we listening and sharing our stories of success and how far we've come, but you can also go and grab yourself some amazing Kenyan products while you're at it as well. And once again, for those who are joining us online, please feel free to be part of the conversation. The hashtag is a manufacturing summit. It's also hashtag Changamka Fest 2021. Please feel free to be part of that conversation as we move it forward right there. I'll be looking at some of your comments even as we move along. But in the interest of time, I want to call on stage the CEO of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Phyllis Wakiaga, to come and give our opening remarks. A warm welcome for tafadhali.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, it's great to see all of you this morning. We've been looking forward to this day when we have the Changamka Kenya Shopping Festival for 2021, and it's great that we've been able to be here. Allow me to start by recognizing our chief guest, the CAS from the State Department of Industry in the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development. I also want to appreciate and acknowledge Jotham Mudhoka, who is our platinum sponsor from SBM Bank. Thank you very much for joining us today. We also have with us the ambassador or the High Commissioner from Ghana to Kenya. Let me read his name, Damte Bediako Asare. Thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here. We have Wangui Nje from the Presidential Delivery Unit, representing the PDU. We have Anwa Mae, thank you for joining us. And from the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, we also want to appreciate GIZ for their partnership. Bernard, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to acknowledge also the presence of our board members, led by our chairman, Mushai Kunyiha, our vice chair, Rajan Shah, Pankaj Bedi, who is the chair in charge of the Expo and getting Changamka Kenya done. We have Rohin, thank you so much for coming. Mohammed, Rashid, thank you for joining us together today to celebrate together. We also have from our chapters representatives present. Asante Sana for being around, Joyce. The secretariat team, all the guests who have joined us, all our exhibitors, I can see you busy setting up at your booths and ready for the event. We appreciate all of you. So the Changamka Kenya Shopping Festival for us is an exciting time because it gives us an opportunity to showcase our prowess as local manufacturers. We're able to come together to demonstrate what we've been able to do in the last 1 or 2 years since we were here, to showcase any new products we have. It gives us an opportunity for networking, and it's really, really great to be here. So I'll begin with a brief of what Changamka is. We started hosting the Manufacturing Summit and Expo in the year 2016. And at that time, what we wanted to do was to create local awareness and to really drive Kenyans towards consuming more high quality and unique products that are made in Kenya. And since then, we've seen the summit and Expo grow exponentially. The last edition was in 2019 when we were celebrating Come at 60, for those of you who are here. And it was a 5-day event of family fun and super sales. At that time, we had 160 exhibitors and over 100,000 visitors visited the exhibition in 2019 when we held the event. This year, we are hosting the event again. We were not able to do it last year for obvious reasons. But this year, we said we want to give the sector an opportunity to celebrate its resilience. I think manufacturing did demonstrate that we are a very resilient sector. So we are taking an opportunity for the next 5 days from 24th to 28th of November here in Kasarani to celebrate manufacturing resilience. And we are going to be in Mombasa from the 1st to the 5th of December at Wild Waters Park. And both the Nairobi and Mombasa editions will feature over 130 exhibitors, and they'll be drawn from different sectors, including the food and beverage sector, textile and apparel, metal and allied, energy, plastic, fresh produce, chemical and allied, automotive, paper and paperboard, leather and footwear, amongst other sectors. So at this point, allow me to appreciate and acknowledge the sponsors who have made this event possible. And I'll ask you to clap with me as we recognize them. So I'll start with our platinum sponsor, that is SBM Bank. Thank you, Jotham, and thank you to SBM Bank. We express our deepest gratitude for your support. We don't take it for granted. Then we have our silver sponsors, EABL. I'll say all of them, then we can clap. EABL, ABSA, GIZ, Koika, and Milliglass. Thank you very much. Please let's clap for our silver sponsors. Then we have our bronze sponsors. That's the Ministry of Energy, Msingi East Africa, Capwell Industries, and Grain Industries Limited. Let's clap for them. Then our supporting partners, the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, who are very key in helping us put together the event. And other sponsors include Cooperative Bank, Carrefour, Osho Chemicals, True Black, and E-Plus Ambulance Services. So what do we expect? We expect a showcase of quality local products and the diversity of goods manufactured in Kenya. We're also going to celebrate the sector's diversity for the next 3 days. And we want to work with you to dismantle the long-held belief that products made in Kenya are not quality products. I think when you visit the exhibition booths, you'll be able to appreciate the quality of products that are manufactured in Kenya. Thank you, Bwana Odua, for joining us. We'll also have a 3-day summit that is running here today, tomorrow, and on Friday. And we'll have different conversations on policy-related topics around taxation, regional and international trade, the impact of COVID, the upcoming elections, the fiscal deficit, amongst others. So I urge all of you to visit the exhibition booths. Please invite your friends. We'll be here for the next 5 days, and we look forward to hosting all of you. Karibuni sana, and have a blessed day.
Another round of applause for Phyllis Afadhali, please. You know, in this value chain, there's the way it works. You know, Phyllis will acknowledge the platinum sponsor. I have to acknowledge her so that I also get my check. So we're all working here. So please, another round of applause for her, Tafadhali. Okay, I can see that check is halfway safe. It's halfway safe at that particular point. At this point in time, I'd also like to call on stage the Kenya Association of Manufacturing Board Chair, Mr. Mushai Kunyiha. Round of applause, please.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to see you all here and glad that you could all make it for this important event. And I think it's the beginning of an exciting week we are hoping to have together with all of you. So I want to acknowledge our chief guest, Mr. Lawrence Karanja from the Ministry of Industry and Trade. And I can see, yeah, like he said, he's got some of his team here as well, Bwana Odua and others. The High Commissioner from Ghana as well. I'll not try and massacre your name. And our sponsors as well, from SBM, GIZ, and all the other people who are here. Thank you all very much for being able to attend this event and supporting us through this time. So it's a pleasure to welcome you to our 4th Summit and Expo. This is our 4th one. Like you heard, we had a bit of a break last year because of the COVID situation, so we are glad to be back and to be able to share what we're able to do. A country's strength, I think to a large extent, it's been said by Yoshihide Suga. A strong economy is source of national strength. So the strength of our economy is going to determine how strong our country is. And we all accept that and understand why that is important. We know we need to create jobs. We know we need to create wealth. We need to create incomes for all of us. And manufacturing is a key part of that, which I think is acknowledged in the government Big Four agenda, in the Vision 2030, in a lot of global economic models and statistics. Everybody understands manufacturing must play a key part in creating wealth and adding value so that we are able to grow our economies. So we are glad to be here as industry and showing what is our part, what are we actually doing. Not only talking about it out there, but you can actually physically see, like Phyllis said, you'll be able to see the products that we are trying to do, to manufacture in this country. The jobs we create are important because they give productivity. You know, people get value in their lives. They're actually adding to the national cake. They're adding to what we are trying to build. But they're also creating other jobs out of that. There's a multiplier effect from the jobs that we are creating here. And that's part of what we like to emphasize, not just the jobs we create in industry, about 300,000 of them, but also the secondary jobs. And even if it is our service providers, like banks and etc., there are other places where we are inputting into the economy. Phyllis mentioned we want to show you our competitive goods, and I think you'll be seeing what we make. I think it's not just that they are quality. One of the things we like to emphasize is that we are trying to bake and manufacture competitive goods. And our competitiveness is going to be the core and the base upon which we can continue growing our manufacturing sector. Because if we are not competitive, our lifespan is going to be limited. We must not only produce good things, they must be competitively priced. So when we engage with the government, we engage with other stakeholders, we are trying to ask for measures, policy, and law that is going to help us be more competitive. Because we are now living in a global world. We have, people can bring in goods from virtually anywhere in the world and compete with us. We are growing in our trade arrangements, which are good for us. They open up new markets, but they also open up our markets to new competitors. If we talk about the EAC, the Africa Free Trade Area, we see it even this week, the president and a big team are in South Africa, and we are again trying to open up our, improve our trade links. They open us up to competition. But even as they open up for us markets we can compete in, we can only compete there if we are manufacturing competitively. So that's a big, what do you call it, flag we always put up there. We want to manufacture competitively. And what are the things that can help us grow our competitiveness? We talk about a predictable tax policy or a tax environment where we know what the taxation and the costs are going to be like. Regulations, harmonized regulations, whether they are national, county, and we have other regulators around for standards, etc. Some sort of cost of energy, and we're glad to see government is working on them. I think we have a few more weeks to our 30% reduction, so we are really looking forward to that coming up. Reduced transport and logistics costs, low cost of imported industrial inputs, because there's a lot of input we bring. There is no country that is self-sufficient in everything they are going to make. We are all going to need inputs to manufacture. So how can we keep those costs down? Improving cash flow, and that is about payments. One of our big policy lines we'll be talking about is making Kenya a better payment environment, where we pay each other on time, and full and on time. You know, we want delivery in full and on time. We want payment also in full and on time when we make things, so that we can keep things moving. And then, of course, there is what we've been doing on illicit trade. Thank you very much. We've done quite a lot of that with government. There was a multi-action task force. And finally, our government and Kenyans as a whole to look at local procurement, so that we have what do we call it, local content policy. Buy locally when you can. Find out who is making and who the others are. And that is a message we are pushing not just to government and to consumers, but also to other manufacturers. We should buy from each other so that we are able to build and the depth of our manufacturing industry. As we are opening this, it's not only just a COVID period. Earlier on, we were talking about we've come out of a COVID period. We are trying to recover, but we are also aware we are going into electioneering period because this is our 5-year cycle, and it is an important part of our democracy, our democratic practices that we keep our elections going. But what we do ask for is that we keep a good and stable environment throughout those election periods. And that is always, it is usually simple. What complicates things is we make sure we have a good election. A good election is that all votes are counted, everybody can vote, all votes are counted, and the winner takes it. That is what business looks forward to. That is all that will make a good election happen. And so we want to encourage and keep talking about let's have a good election that will take us forward. And it is not our first good election. We have had many. So we should not be afraid of this one either. We'll be able to carry on from there. We have a lot in store. Like Phyllis mentioned, we've got a lot of stands. There is also the super sale, so people should come in, encourage other people to come in, to come and visit and see what they've been doing. And I want to commend all the team that's been working on this. There is Phyllis and her secretariat, Pankaj. Thank you very much, Mr. Changamuka. He is really engaged with it. Our board members who are here, with our vice chair and other board members who are here. And of course, our sponsors and exhibitors who've been here and doing this setting up. And finally, of course, from the exhibitors as well, is to understand manufacturing is a long-term investment. We want to also celebrate how much time they have put into these businesses that they are doing. To start a manufacturing firm, to get it to produce quality things is a lifetime. It is actually, you will find if we talk to many of the businesses, it is a generational journey. There are many people. For myself, I know even Rajan, I think even Mohammed, even Rohin, we are second generation family businesses. It has taken 2 generations to get here. So it is work of a long time that has been put into this, and we hope to see it continue growing. And it's not just the leaders, it's also in the families, the people who work in there, the employees. There's quite a lot. So looking forward to this celebration, and I welcome you all to join us and engage. So now it's also my pleasure to invite our chief guest, the Chief Administrative Secretary from the Ministry of Industry and Enterprise Development. Karibu, Wakili. Thanks. We also have a connection since we are lawyers, so I'm not sure who is the senior. Karibu. Sorry. I made a mistake. Sorry. My faux pas. I was supposed to call Jotham. But you are coming, don't worry. Yes, Jotham, sorry. This way, sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, before I exercise my democratic rights, may I just say sorry for that mix-up, Chief Guest. Yeah, I would like also to recognize the presence of our Chief Guest, Mr. Lawrence Karanja. The Chairman of CAM, thank you for giving us this opportunity to partner with you on this. And also the CEO of CAM, Phyllis. I know we've worked closely on this, and thanks for making this come true on this day. You know, when we discussed earlier on, we were looking at why we did not host it last year and whether by the time we come to this time this year, the situation will be such that we are able to hold the function today. But lucky enough, and thanks to the effort of the government, now we can speak and we can congregate without having to really worry about COVID. On behalf of SBM Bank, allow me first express our pleasure to be part and parcel of this event today. As we celebrate this opening ceremony for the 4th Kenya Manufacturing Expo 2021, as a bank, we are proud to be associated with this and also with the general manufacturing fraternity. When I look around, I see many friends in the manufacturing fraternity, and we are glad that by supporting the activities of CAM, we are by extension supporting the activities of the manufacturers. As a government bank out of Mauritius, for those of you who know, SBM stands for State Bank of Mauritius. And we are a government bank out of Mauritius. We pride ourselves in associating with activities and initiatives that support the economic empowerment of our people, both in Mauritius and also in the geographies where we operate. And Kenya is one of those geographies. We believe that Changamka Festival is one of those initiatives that will support the manufacturing fraternity in Kenya. And therefore, our sponsorship for this event is not a mistake, but is a deliberate engagement. Beyond that, we would also like to recognize the pivotal role that manufacturing plays in the economic development of our country, and also as being one of the big 4 agenda items for the country. We also recognize the role it plays in creation of employment. I know, as the chairman, as you have mentioned, the creation of employment is not only in the manufacturing activities that you do and the manufacturing concerns that are involved in manufacturing. It goes beyond that. It goes to support the trade and distribution, because the goods you produce somehow have to end up somewhere. And in the distribution channels and also in the trading channels, a contribution of manufacturing is great. And the jobs that are created along the food chain are important. And what is more important for us as a bank is that when you create this ecosystem, you also create our customers as a bank. And so we are glad to participate in this event. We similarly would like to recognize the opportunities that manufacturing creates in our SME sector. As you may be aware, our majority of our SMEs do not produce goods of their own, and therefore they rely on the goods that are produced by the manufacturing fraternity for their livelihood every day. And therefore, as you look at growing your own business, you're growing our SMEs. And SMEs form part of our important part of our clientele. And therefore, thank you again, CAM, and the members of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers for doing that. Beyond that, I must say that as a bank, we are present in India. We all know India is an important partner for manufacturing concerns in this country. And therefore, if you have linkages between Kenya and India, we do have SBM in India, we are willing to support you along that corridor in trade finance and even in financing for that. As I said at the beginning, we have a heritage out of Mauritius. As majority of you may know, Mauritius is an important regional financial center, not only for structuring, but also for providing finance for not only entities in Mauritius, but entities within the region as well. So as SBM in Kenya, we bring on board the combination of trade alliances out of India, either in pharmaceutical products, either in machinery or raw materials. And we also bring on board the financing expertise out of the, one of the greatest regional centers of finance in Mauritius. And therefore, we bring all these capabilities to you in Kenya. And so please feel free as you engage in your exercise for the 5 days, Phyllis? Yes, for the 5 days, to visit our booth, to just have a taste of the flavor of the products that SBM brings on board, both in trade finance, corporate financing, and also in retail. And with those few remarks, we believe that the sponsorship of this event is only the beginning, Phyllis and Chairman of CAM. We're looking at participating with you and partnering with you in other events to come. Just to mention for the benefit of the CAM fraternity, that our financing into the manufacturing sector accounts for about 16% of our total financing in the bank. What we are looking forward to doing in 2020 is moving this to 20 and 25%. And that can only happen with the support of the manufacturing fraternity that we have here. With those few remarks, I would like to wish you a successful exhibition for those of you who are exhibiting, and networking opportunities for those of you who are here to network. Thank you very much.
Okay, now I'm back properly to do the right thing in the right order. Apologies for that. So, want to invite our chief guest today, Bwana Lawrence Karanja from the Ministry of Industry. We want to, even as we invite him, we're saying a big thanks to the ministry because they are big supporters. And so we are not strangers to each other. We have been engaging with them constantly on many projects. On apparel, I know is one of the projects we worked with him, pharmaceuticals, bottles, and many other projects with Wanaudu as well. So thank you very much for your continued support and welcome.
Thank you, Chairman. I had to change my route, lest he instructs me to go and sit down. I must say I'm delighted to be here, but first, to Your Excellency, the Ghanaian High Commission to Kenya, and Chairman, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and the Board of Directors, the Chief Executive, Firis, members from the private sector, members from the public sectors, distinguished exhibitors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. If you say good morning and people keep quiet, you start wondering what you have done to them. And since most of you, those who I know are my friends, you can only be enemies to people you know. So those you don't know can only be friends. So again, good morning. I must say today is a great day to have joined you here for this manufacturing summit and expo dubbed the Changamka Festival. First of all, I want to convey the apologies of our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Betty Minor, who would have liked to be with you today, but she has traveled out of the country on official duties, and therefore she was not able to join this great team. It was her desire, and I believe she had even confirmed, and the program had to be changed very fast to include my name because she had confirmed, but when she was called to travel, she had to travel. I must say that Changamka has indeed lived up to its expectation as being the largest expo where manufacturers come and showcase their innovations, new products, and provide biggest shopping sale opportunity as we set into the Christmas festival. I know, as Phyllis has said, it is an opportunity for our manufacturers to show what they have and to show the capacity we have internally and to show that actually our goods are of the highest standard. And therefore, it is an open invitation to Kenyans to start buying Kenyan products. As a ministry, we are excited to be part of this year's summit. And further, that is Summit Expo 2021, as we further demonstrate the strides we have made as a country under the Big Four agenda, and especially the manufacturing pillar. This expo will be the first since the government gazetted the Preferential Master Number 1 of 2020 that provides exclusive procurement for over 334 Kenya local manufactured products by the government, ministries, departments, and agencies. I'll urge all the manufacturers to familiarize themselves with that list of those 334 goods. What the government did was to list and gazette those products such that there is no government company or government-funded entity which is allowed to buy those products if they are imported. They must be bought from inside. The reason is because we know we have the local capacity to meet the local demand for those products. And therefore, we have told all government agencies that they must procure those goods, the 334, locally. Further to that, that is the list which we are reviewing every now and then, so that once we discover there are other products which we are self-sufficient, then we shall include them in that list. This is also in line with the Buy Kenya, Build Kenya strategy and the local content policy, all geared towards enhancing manufacturing and value addition of locally available resources. I take this opportunity to thank the Board of Directors, management and staff of Kenya Association of Manufacturers for putting together this event that also acts as a continuity to the Industrialization Week, which was held last week in Nanyuki, Laikipia County, even as we continue to celebrate this year's Africa Industrialization Day. According to the Economic Survey 2021, the manufacturing sector registered a positive growth despite being adversely affected by the general slowdown in economic activities occasioned by lockdown and other measures instituted to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. The measures resulted in reduced demand for manufacturing products, both locally and internationally. The sector value added contracted by 0.1% in 2020, compared to the growth of 2.5% in 2019. It is, however, gratifying to note that despite these challenges, some industrial subsectors seized the opportunities and registered major growth. This includes foodstuff, tea, cement, chemical products, and pharmaceutical products. These are some of the products which actually registered huge growth during the lockdown. Of course, for pharmaceutical, you know why, and for tea, you can guess, because most of the people are at home, so they were taking more and more tea. So that is a very positive attribute. Again, we must also thank our manufacturers for the response they made when we could not get the PEPs. The local manufacturers came in hardy, and that was a confirmation that if we look inside, we can get solutions from local manufacturers. That was just one sector, and within 2 or 3 months, we had sufficient product internally. And I will be calling upon Kenyans to examine ourselves so that we can see, is it necessary to keep importing some of these products? Is it necessary? They might be slightly cheaper, but is it necessary for us to continue growing other economies at the detriment of our manufacturers? The Kenya Bureau of Standards, for instance, has developed 564 new market-driven standard, the highest so far developed in 1 year. Out of the 14,759 product standards registered under Kenya Bureau of Standards, over 3,000 are for small and medium enterprising and encouraging trade. And to do this, we have now moved and established what we are calling Biashara Centers. In the Biashara Centers, we have one here in Kariobangi, another one in Mombasa, and another one in Kisumu. What we are doing is that we are putting all trade facilitators under one roof in support of the SME, such that if you want to register your product or to give the standardization mark, you go to Biashara Center and you get it. If you want to register your patent, KIPI are there. If you want to get the support for incubation from Kenya Industrial Estate, they are there. If you require some advice from micro and small enterprise authorities, they are there, so that we can have one-stop shop, something close to Huduma Center, so that our SMEs can get those services from one shop. This therefore demonstrates the resilience of Kenya's manufacturing sector, and we must congratulate all of you manufacturers for what you did, especially during the COVID, immediately after the COVID. And for this, we say again, Hongela, KAM, and our manufacturers. The government, through the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, will continue supporting the creation of an enabling environment for manufacturing sector to grow and thrive. As you are all aware, the government has continued its efforts of improving the road, rail, air, and port infrastructure through heavy investment in these areas. And I must emphasize that we are putting a lot of resources in those areas of infrastructure, on road, air, railway, etc. And for the time being, we may say that it's expensive for the country. But in the long run, these are the infrastructures which will support and facilitate both industrialization and trade. Similarly, Kenya has continued to make great strides in the ease of doing business reform initiatives, and I'm happy to note that the county governments are also taking significant efforts to reduce the cost of doing business through various regional blocks. This year Devolution Conference is expected to put further emphasis on a conducive business environment as part of building back better economic recovery. You know very well the liaison which has been there between our ministry and the county government, especially on multiple single business, when you are operating from one county to another. And this is an issue we have taken up with the Council of Governors, and our ministry is coordinating to see how we can have one single business, so that if you are manufacturing your product here in Nairobi, you take them to Nakuru, you take them to Kisumu. You don't need your lorry, which is branded, to go. You ask for license in Nakuru, you ask for another one in Kericho, another one in Kisumu, another one in Busia. We want to come with a harmonized system such that we can make it easier for our manufacturers and our traders to do business. The government has also put in place a coordination institutional mechanism to coordinate and concentrate government efforts alongside the priority sector where manufacturers play a key role. Currently, initiatives are going on to reduce the cost of energy by the end of next month, as recently pronounced by His Excellency, the President. Chair, I want to assure you that that was a promise, and the government is ready to keep up that promise. And December is just allowed the corner. By the time you finish the Mombasa, good things will be on the way. So I think next year will be better, because if you reduce by 30%, that means part of your cost will go down by 30%, and you can put that 30% into other use. These business reforms are expected to be continued by next government if the ongoing election debates and promises are realized. It is therefore imperative that investors and especially manufacturers should seize the additional opportunity that will come up during the recurring period. It has been indeed projected that the economy is expected to grow by 6% by the year 2022. And this is a point we need to make it clear. Our politics, this year, next year being an election year, sometimes our communication strategy fail, such that instead of communicating policies, we communicate politics. And therefore, and I tell people, to me, elections, it's like a football match. If there is a football match, you don't stop doing what you're supposed to be doing, because there will be a football match in the evening, or there will be some athletics somewhere, or there will be rugby, or there will be cricket, and you stop doing what you're doing. Our advice to the manufacturers and our industrialists is this simple. It's business as usual, whether it's an election year or not an election year. And I hope time will come when our people and Kenyan people continue with their business, notwithstanding the fact that there are people campaigning, there are people electioneering. Those are politicians doing their work. You are industrialists and manufacturers. Kindly keep your reign. Do what you are supposed to do. Remain focused, because on 10th of August, there will be new leaders. You'll still be doing your business. People will continue eating. People will continue being treated. People will continue wearing clothes. Therefore, life must continue. Therefore, I don't think anyone should start planning up to 8th of August. Plan, continue with your strategic plan, whether it is 15, 20 years, just knowing that there will be an event on 9th of August, just like a football match, or like the way we'll be having World Cup next year. That should not stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. In conclusion, I wish to thank the manufacturers for their continued effort and support to cushion the effect of COVID-19 pandemic, and I urge them to redouble their efforts and innovation. I am confident that manufacturing sector resilience and sustainability will continue during the electioneering period and beyond. And with those few remarks, I know some of you might have visited some exhibition, but I now officially declare that the 4th Kenya Manufacturing Summit and Expo is officially opened. Now you can officially go and see what is being exhibited. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
Another round of applause for CAS. And you know some things that are said are pretty telling. When CS Karanja tells us that you don't stop what you're doing because of a football match, you can already tell he's not a Gor Mahia fan, neither is he a Manchester United fan. That is just straight off the bat, because for some of those, things do stop because of the football match. But again, thank you so much, CS Karanja, for your address and officially launching, of course, the Kenya Manufacturing Summit and Expo 2021. We'll be going around the booths in just a bit to see what we have in store as far as our products are concerned. But also, quick housekeeping, the Nairobi Metropolitan Service is offering COVID vaccination as well. So if you haven't gotten your jab, haven't gotten your second jab, there's a lot in the news about what happens on December the 21st. Do not worry. Nairobi Metropolitan Services has got you. If you want to get that done, you can speak to any of the ushers just around here, and they'll take you to get it done as well. Also, for those members of the Fourth Estate and the press, we will have a press briefing after we go around and see what we have as far as the booths are concerned, and that will be right down the exit, right past the registration desk on your left. So once again, for those members of the Fourth Estate and the press who are here, there's an official press briefing after we do the tour. You'll go right out the exit past the registration desk on your left, and that's where you'll get your press briefing as well. For those who are online, we are going to be convening in just a bit after we go around the booths, but don't forget the hashtags that we're using is Tupatane Kasarani, as well as Changamka Fest 2021. Get that conversation going in there as well. There'll be lots to be discussed here in terms of policy, how we can actually influence even other stakeholders as well as we move this conversation forward. That's coming after we go around the booths. But at this time, because as a person who loves Umoja shoes, if you haven't seen the Umoja 5-star mesh, please make it a point, go around there. I saw Mushai looking at my shoes. It's not the one I'm wearing today, but it is one that I do have as well. So please, we shall go around, see what we have in that short booth tour. Then from there, take a small break and be back after a bit. Asanteni sana.
But the words you say make those go away. I've seen better days, I've seen better days. But the words you say make those go away. I've seen better days, I've seen better days. But the words you say make those go away. I've seen better days, I've seen better days. But the words you say make the words you say. I've seen better days, I've seen better days. But the words you say
So even as we go around, we'll reconvene at the summit area at 11 a.m. as we kick off our conversation on manufacturing and taxation. Definitely a key issue of concern. So once again, we go around the booths, we take a short tea break. We are back at the summit area at 11 as policy conversations begin. So once again, we reconvene at 11 a.m. and we start a conversation. It's all about manufacturing and taxation. That starts at 11 a.m. Karibu.
Distance isn't friendly to your aching heart. Call on me, don't worry. You know you are the love of my life, even when you fall. Now I'm feeling something where I was missing something. I love coming home to you, baby. You know I'm coming home to you. I need your body close. Need your body close. Let me feel your pulse. Let me feel your pulse. You won't overdose. You won't overdose. On my love. On my love. Coming home. Coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home. Coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home. Coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home. Coming home. I love coming home to you. How lucky I am to hold you close. I've never felt this way before. I'm falling deeper under your spell. I can't let go just yet. I think I fell. Now I'm feeling something. Yes, I am. Where I was missing something. Yes, I am. I love coming home to you, baby. You know I'm coming home to you. Coming home, coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home, coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home, coming home. I love coming home to you. Coming home, coming home. I love coming home to you. I need your body close. Need your body close. Let me feel your pulse. Let me feel your pulse. You won't overdose. You won't overdose. On my love. Coming home. I love coming home to you. 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 It's all around us, yet we hardly ever see. I didn't see it when it was right in front of me. So fill your lungs and breathe it in. Open your arms for the beauty within. 'Cause it's covered and waiting. It's hiding. cold hurricane coming down on my brain. Gonna jump in head first. Got our backs against the wall till we fly away from. We get off on the hurt, hands in the fire. Oh, flip the pain, we don't take it slow. Feed the flames, we just wanna go higher. Hands in the fire, smoking ash and broken glass are where we wish to. Hands in the fire, tear it down, we're blacking out until we burn through you. Hands in the fire. I've been lost inside my mind, trading water for wine, falling flat on my face. And if I just let it go away, we could be royalty, we could be kings. Pouring the gasoline onto the flames, yeah. Hands in the fire, oh, flip the pain, we don't take it slow. Feed the flames, we just wanna go higher. Hands in the fire, smoking ash and broken glass are where we wish to. Hands in the fire, tear it down, we're blacking out until we burn through you. Hands in the fire. Hands in the fire. Hands in the fire, smoking ash and broken glass are where we wish to. Hands in the fire, tear it down, we're blacking out until we burn through you. Hands in the fire. Waking up in your sheets, I should get up now, gotta get out now. Checking out from the scene, try to justify it, but I know inside you're the poison that's in my glass. You're the heaven that never lasts. You make me drink and drive on flat tires in my mind. I know we should pull aside and leave this burning right. Our crooked life. We try to fly like two fireflies. We will feel alive, and you know we will reach the sky if we have a time just before we die. I will die for you, I will pray for you. If you're in trouble too, I can't deny. It has become so true, just for me and you. It's heaven for two, when you found a true love. Die for you, I will pray for you. If you're in trouble too, I can't deny. It has become so true, just for me and you. It's heaven for two, when you found a true love.
Never felt like this before. Strung out on the floor, shaking to my core. And now you're leaving. Stuff is still in all my drawers, but you're headed out the door. What I do this for? When I said, when I meant it. But you know how things have changed. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. Did I throw this all away? I wanna be the one who gives you everything, but I gotta tell the truth, I'm hanging by a string. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. Where do I go? Oh, singing, where do I go? Oh no. fucking with my head, thinking about you. Do you ever think of me? And the day you up and left, man, I'm so depressed. When I said what I said, when I meant it, but you know how things have changed. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. Did I throw this all away? I wanna be the one who gives you everything, but I gotta tell the truth, I'm hanging by a string. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. I am not broken yet, but I'm bending. Where do I go? Singing, where do I go? Oh no, where do I go? And if I ever see you out with someone else, should I say hi or let you slip on by? Part of me wants to be by your side, but part of me knows that I'll ruin your life. Singing, where do I go? Oh no, where do I go? When you're needing someone to bring you freedom, 'cause you're out of saving grace. When the world comes undone and you're feeling outrun, and it's more than you can take. When you're waiting for that phone call or some wild revelation, but you can't relate, and the magic's fabricated. Let me be that familiar escape. Infinitum. Let me be that.
through that particular conversation. We start at 11:15 in the summit area. So if you're going around in the booths, you can make your way to the summit area. If you're just joining us, you can come on to the front, right at the front, of course, as we have that conversation in the summit area. It's all about manufacturing and taxation, and that starts at 11:15. That's 5 minutes from now. A very warm welcome to you. It's all about celebrating the Kenya manufacturing sector. The next 5 minutes, manufacturing and taxation. Karibu.